In today's fast-paced world, we're taught to take care of our bodies, to eat clean, exercise regularly, and get enough rest. But we rarely talk about detoxing our emotional health. Just like your body accumulates toxins from unhealthy food or pollution, your mind and heart also gather emotional residue from stress, trauma, heartbreak, failure, disappointment, and constant negativity. If left unchecked, these emotional toxins cloud your thinking, drain your energy, and weigh down your spirit. Emotional well-being is not just about managing your feelings. It's about actively cleansing your inner world so you can live with clarity, peace, and purpose. Let's explore 8 powerful ways to detox your emotional well-being and reclaim your inner peace. Let go of resentment. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. When someone wrongs you, whether it's a betrayal, harsh words, or abandonment, it leaves a scar. That pain often turns into resentment, and you start carrying it around like emotional baggage. The longer it lingers, the heavier it becomes. You replay the situation in your head, re-experience the anger, and reinforce the hurt. But here's the truth. Resentment doesn't punish the person who hurt you. It punishes you. It poisons your outlook, affects your relationships, and keeps your heart stuck in the past. Letting go doesn't mean what they did was okay. It means you're choosing freedom over bitterness. It means you're no longer giving them power over your emotional state. Forgiveness is a detox process. It releases the toxic grip of anger and gives your heart space to heal. When you decide to stop carrying the weight of resentment, you make room for lighter, more joyful emotions. It's not about forgetting. It's about freeing yourself from a pain that no longer serves your peace. Set healthy emotional boundaries. If your emotional energy constantly feels drained, you might be leaking power through weak or non-existent boundaries. Boundaries are not walls. They are filters that protect your mental and emotional space. Without them, other people's problems, moods, and opinions can invade your peace. You might find yourself constantly saying yes when you want to say no, tolerating disrespect, or overextending yourself to meet unrealistic expectations. Detoxing emotionally means getting clear about what you will and won't allow. Boundaries require self-respect. They say, I matter too. What? Whether it's cutting ties with toxic people, limiting time spent with negative influences, or simply learning to say no without guilt, setting boundaries is an act of emotional self-care. It doesn't make you selfish, it makes you strong. And with every boundary you set, you reclaim a piece of your peace. Emotional detox begins the moment you stop allowing others to pollute your energy. Journal to process and release suppressed emotions. Your mind is like a container, and when it overflows with unspoken thoughts, unresolved feelings, and suppressed memories, it becomes chaotic. One of the most effective ways to cleanse your emotional state is through journaling. When you put pen to paper, you create a safe space to explore your inner world without judgment. You can release fear, anger, sadness, confusion, and even joy, all in raw, honest form. Journaling helps you make sense of your experiences. It turns overwhelming emotions into organized thoughts. It offers perspective, reveals patterns, and uncovers wounds you didn't know still needed healing. You don't need to be a writer, just be real. Write as if no one will ever read it, because in those unfiltered words you'll find clarity, relief, and sometimes even answers. Emotional detox doesn't always come from talking to someone else. It often starts by listening to yourself. Practice emotional mindfulness and acceptance. Many people try to escape their feelings. They avoid sadness by staying busy, numb anxiety with distractions, or silence anger with fake positivity. But avoiding emotions doesn't make them disappear. It just buries them deeper. True emotional detox begins with acceptance. You have to face what you feel. Mindfulness helps you become aware of your emotions without getting consumed by them. Instead of judging your feelings as good or bad, learn to observe them like clouds passing through the sky. Acknowledge them. Let them rise, exist, and fade. Your emotions are messengers, not enemies. They tell you what needs attention, healing, or change. The more you run from uncomfortable feelings, the more power they hold over you. But when you face them with compassion, you take back control. Practicing mindfulness allows you to stay grounded in the present. It teaches you to respond rather than react, to pause instead of panic, and to embrace emotional waves without drowning in them. Over time, mindfulness becomes a tool of liberation, a way to cleanse your emotional landscape with presence and patience. 5. Detox from negative self-talk. Your inner dialogue shapes your emotional reality. If your mind is filled with self-criticism, doubt, and harsh judgment, it creates a toxic environment inside you. Words like, I'm not good enough, I always mess up, or no one cares about me, don't just echo in your head. They affect your energy, confidence, and emotional well-being. Negative self-talk is often inherited from past experiences. Things you were told, comparisons you made, or mistakes you couldn't forget. To detox emotionally, you must start challenging those inner voices. Replace "I'm a failure" with "I'm learning." Swap "I'm not worthy" for "I am enough." This isn't about toxic positivity, it's about truthful empowerment. You're not lying to yourself, you're shifting your perspective. Every time you speak kindly to yourself, you plant seeds of healing. The more you nurture them, the more your inner world blossoms with strength, compassion, and peace. Rewiring your self-talk takes practice, but it's worth every effort. You are with yourself 24/7. Make sure your voice is one of encouragement, not constant criticism, because your emotional health is not only shaped by what others say to you, but more importantly, by what you say to yourself. Release the need for control and embrace surrender. Emotional tension often builds when we cling to control, trying to micromanage people, outcomes, or life's uncertainties. The more tightly we hold on, the more stressed and anxious we become. Control is an illusion, and chasing it leads to constant disappointment. When things don't go as planned, we feel like we've failed or that the world is against us. Detoxing your emotional life means learning to let go. Let go of the obsession with how things should be. Surrender the need to predict every outcome. Accept that not everything is within your grasp, and that's okay. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting the flow of life. It's about releasing resistance and embracing flexibility. When you surrender control, you open yourself to peace. You stop fighting what you can't change and start focusing on what you can. Your mindset, your actions, your energy. You realize that life becomes lighter when you stop forcing and start flowing. And in that flow, you discover calm, clarity, and resilience. Yes, so, surround yourself with uplifting energy. Energy is contagious. If you spend time around pessimistic, judgmental, or emotionally toxic people, their energy seeps into your mindset. You might start feeling drained, anxious, or doubtful without even knowing why. Emotional detox involves auditing your environment. Who you spend time with, what you consume, and what energy you allow into your space. Are the people in your life lifting you up or pulling you down? Are you constantly exposed to negative news, social media arguments, or toxic comparisons? Detox doesn't always mean isolation, it means intentional exposure. Choose people who support your growth, not sabotage your peace. Choose content that inspires, not depletes. Choose conversations that feed your soul, not drain your joy. Surrounding yourself with positive energy doesn't mean avoiding problems. It means creating an environment where healing, hope, and happiness are possible. You are the sum of the energies you allow. Protect your emotional ecosystem like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. 8. Engage in emotional release through movement and creativity. Emotions are not just in your head, they live in your body. When you suppress them, they store themselves in your muscles, nerves, and organs. That's why stress can cause headaches, heartbreak can affect your chest, and anxiety can lead to stomach pain. Physical and creative expression is a powerful way to detox emotionally. Dancing, walking, stretching, or exercising moves energy through your body. It helps release tension, improve mood, and clear emotional stagnation. You don't need a gym membership, just move. Let your body speak the emotions your mouth cannot say. Movement allows you to process pain, joy, fear, and anger in a safe, nonverbal way. Creativity also opens emotional channels. Paint, sing, write poetry, build something. Express your inner world through color, sound, or shape. You don't need talent, you need freedom. Creativity is not just art, it's therapy. It gives your emotions somewhere to go instead of staying stuck inside you. Emotional detox happens when you stop bottling up your feelings and start moving them out through rhythm, art, or raw expression. Detoxing your emotional well-being isn't about perfection, it's about presence. It's about making space within yourself to feel, heal, and grow. Life will always bring challenges, but how you carry them depends on how clean your inner world is. You are not meant to carry pain forever. You are allowed to release, reset, and return to yourself. Each of these 8 practices is a doorway back to emotional freedom. You don't need to rush the process. Just take the first step. Emotional wellness isn't a destination. It's a daily commitment to choose peace over pressure, love over fear, and truth over silence. You're not broken, you're becoming. Every time you let go of what no longer serves you, you make room for what truly nourishes you. You're worthy of a mind that's clear, a heart that's light, and a spirit that feels free. Start your detox not by fixing everything overnight, but by listening to your emotions, honoring your needs, and showing up for yourself. Healing is not linear, but it is possible. With every act of self-care, self-awareness, and self-respect, you cleanse a little more of what weighs you down and rise a little closer to the person you were always meant to be.